Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your girl, Queen Aishah, and thank you so much for checking out another dope episode of I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah. I'm so excited. Y'all see I'm in my hip-hop gear, kind of, sort of, paying homage to 50 years of hip-hop. I was like almost 2 years old, okay? And my rap name was Shy. I had Shy D and I had Shy Rock, and I had read some of my raps some years ago when I was like ninth grade, and I was like, you need work. So I put them books away. I was like, my name is Shy D, and the place to be. I live in GKV. I'm from Brick City. Okay, y'all got the idea. Anyway, so we're going to celebrate 50 years of hip hop. We're going to talk about the awesome hip hop concert that took place at Yankee Stadium. But we got my girl Déja Perez, who does What's Poppin' Entertainment. So I don't really need to do it because I think I'd be kind of like disrespecting her. This is what she does. So Déja Perez, for you all that don't know, she is a Jersey girl like me. She's from like Belmar, Asbury Park, New Jersey. We met at Radio 1 in Washington, D.C. And as I stated, she does Entertainment Report, What's Poppin' on DC's #1 Urban One station in DC. She actually started in Philadelphia at 103 The Beat FM. She also showed me how she worked at Great Adventure. So that was my spot. And she now can be heard. She can be heard doing her segment on the Donnie Simpson Show. She is a voiceover talent. Also, she's done voiceovers for Ford Motor Company, Coca Cola, Old Navy, Macy's, and T-Mobile, to name a few. So I'm not going to do the entertainment report. We're going to let Déja jump in and do it with me. Déja Perez, where you at?
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está usted?
Muy bonito.
Yes. Yo, thank you so much for coming on the show, y'all. This is my baby. Let me tell you something. I had to let Déja know that we do cuss because she cussed. And y'all may hear me use profanity more than normal, but if y'all know me in the real word, y'all know that's
who the fuck she is.
I just try to tame it. But Déja might help me bring it out today. So Déja, the 50 years of hip hop, it went down Friday.
It went down Friday. It was an epic day. I cannot believe, there were concerts in New York. There were so many epic moments, of course, Run DMC, the whole nine. Nas had Lauryn Hill, and it was so dope because, of course, he brought her out to do If I Rule the World, that was their joint, right? But then she was like, if you don't mind, give me a second, right? Okay. And she was rocking this pink frilly, I don't know, she looked good. I know that that's not the best representation of this photo, but Lauryn Hill killed it, right? And she had these crazy platform heels on that she was strutting up and down that stage with. She did a whole medley. It was probably 7 to 8 minutes in Nas's set of her hits, Fuji's hits. It was a vibe. Aisha, baby.
Let me explain. So some of my people went, and this is what they told me. They was like, the concert was off the hook. They were like, Run DMC killed it.
Period.
They look good. They sound good. She was like, Reverend Run was cussing his ass off. She said, I don't even know if he's still a reverend because he was cussing and he didn't have his collar. They said Dougie Fresh killed it. Common, Lil Wayne, T.I. and Snoop rocked it.
Too much goodness.
Right, and they said Fat Joe. They said everybody loved Fat Joe, but they said that he had a track going, so they wasn't really happy about that. And then Lil' Kim did a lot of crowd participation, and I guess they figured that they paid for their money. They ain't pay to see the crowd, to hear the crowd. They wanted to hear her. But they said all in all, the show rocked. Lauryn Hill, I was on the Tom Joyner cruise, and I saw her performance. She had on them humongous platform heels.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay. When she sat on the side, they helped her get in and out of them when she needed to take them on and off. Let me tell you something. This concert right here, my sister said, Aisha, the show was off the hook. She was like, but I'm gonna tell you now, you would have been asleep like towards the end because it was so much, it was so long. She I'd be tired. I'm like, okay, I'm over it.
Baby.
So what's the inside scoop and some of the stuff that you heard about the concert?
So, honestly, overall, I think that it's been amazing. But what I have noticed is that there's been a lot of back and forth in terms of representation over the 50 years of hip hop, right? And even in like the BET Awards, all sorts of things, people feel like their specific like area wasn't represented, like the South wasn't represented or the West Coast wasn't represented. And I mean no disrespect and I mean no shade. I'm an up top girl. You're an up top girl, right? We know where hip hop started, right? So don't be mad.
Boogie down Bronx.
All right, cool. Like, don't do that. Like, please know your history. All right. So that being said, I think there were a lot of people that are like, oh, you should have had more. Woo, woo, woo. When we talk about how epic the 50 years of hip hop has been, and then you talk about all the things that have like spiraled as a result of it, right? Or branched as a result of it. You've got the Dirty South, they had their run. You've got, what is it? The Chopped and Screwed in H-Town. You've got, the West Coast. You've got this. There's so much.
So many branches.
It all came from hip hop, like, and to grow up listening. And you and I both, we grew up listening to New York radio, which is the, the everything.
Radio, baby.
Radio, period. And it's funny because I remember listening to Angie Martinez when she was in the beginning, like when she used to do overnights. I remember used to come on after Balthazar 100 years ago, right? And so, but this is what we grew up listening to. And so I think sometimes you and me, like people like us, we take it for granted because there's so much stuff that we were just used to from being up top, right? Like there's certain stuff that didn't necessarily make it to all the different places. And now people can't even understand that because this world we live in with the internet and social media, and all this information so accessible. Baby, back in the day, you had to wait for the song you wanted to hear, record that bitch, hope that the DJ person on the radio wasn't talking all over it.
Like commercials, I just text somebody that you had to get it right.
Baby.
We couldn't edit the way they do now. We couldn't have so you had to hit it, you had the play and the pause, you had to take the pause off to get it right, just hit the pause again. What? I remember being in the room, like sitting, me and my sister sharing the room, and I would be at the radio. I remember when they announced Scott LaRock, may he rest in peace, when he got murdered. Like all of that is like yesterday.
Right.
You understand?
Super random. But speaking of Run DMC, so DMC came to DC a couple years ago. I can't remember what for. He was at a show somewhere. And I had this shirt. He came to the station for something. And I was like, yo, when I was in college, I worked for this record pool and all three of y'all came through. And do you remember, oh my God, I can't think of the name of the shirt right now. But anywho, I think it was like 555 Soul or some stupid shit like that. But anywho, all three of everybody from Run DMC signed my shirt, including the late Jam Master Jay. Rest in peace. And I was like, I have this shirt that was signed by all three of you. He was like, no way, blah, 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 blah. So later that night, I went home, I got the shirt and took a picture of it, and I posted it and I tagged him. And I was like, see, like legend.
Did he respond?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so dope.
No, it's really, really dope. Like we're so blessed to have I don't know, as Black people, we are so creative. We are so, the fact that this has become the movement that it has, and it's just the beginning. We're just 50 years in, right? Like, where are we going to be in another 50 years? I think it's so dope and so exciting.
Yes. I mean, our music, and just even with, when you look at Pharrell, designing for Louis Vuitton, he is just about to take it, or he has taken it to a whole nother level.
Correct.
You understand? Like first of all, I grew up. See, the youngins may think Louis Vuitton is now. Louis Vuitton was before me. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was like the thing, classic. Like when I look at like the designers, like Gucci is there, but Louis Vuitton is what I grew up looking at. The handbags and stuff. That's what people. That's what they carry. You see my bamboo.
I see you rocking. You got the
I don't have my name ring, but it's kind of like
you got the neck ring. But you got the neck ring. You are right.
Like Queen.
You got the door knockers.
That's right. This is what we did, honey. This is lipstick and a whole lot of makeup because we knew we was beautiful anyway. So we would just put a little gloss on and let the lips be popping. I will never forget when I was working at Radio 1 and it was on Nebraska Avenue and LL Cool J Todd. He came by promoting his book. Girl, I had on a denim dress. Girl, yes, I went out of my way to get me a blow pop. Do you hear me? I had my hair and I put a lollipop in my. You couldn't tell. I was so excited.
Around the way, girl, much?
Okay, to meet him. I was so excited to meet Todd. He was so. I still have his book. He autographed it for me and everything. And I have the picture. Of course, I couldn't find. I have so many pictures.
I'm sure.
Pictures. And then Queen Latifah. Oh my gosh. So
Jersey girl.
Okay, Jersey, Newark. I call myself Queen because she called herself Queen. This is even before I got into entertainment.
I was today's years old, Queenie. Are you serious?
Let me explain. Yes, let me explain. I was in high, and I was like, okay, she said she a queen, so I'm a queen too. Before a comedian, before any of that, I call myself Queen Aishah.
Wow.
So when I met her, what was so dope was when I met her, what's the movie her and Common did, Just Right?
I think so.
So I actually, just so I could get the opportunity to meet her, I actually went to be an extra. This is like 2008 or something. They were doing it at whatever the basketball stadium is in Jersey.
Uh-huh.
And I went there and I went to Shakim. I happened to see Shakim. And I started telling him I love Queen. I said, all this stuff. Queen came out and she kept saying, I know you, yo, I know you. When I tell you she gave me so much love, first of all, Shakim found me in the bleachers, okay?
Oh, shit.
It's 2 times in life where I thought I was going to fall coming down the bleachers. And that was to meet Queen Latifah. And when I was at the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2004, when they let me come up on stage and perform before the show started. But that's a whole nother thing. I wish I could get that footage. Yes, bless. So, I mean, she gave me so much love. Do you know I still have the shirt?
I'm not mad at that. Like, she's on my bucket list of people I want to meet.
She is so dope. She is so dope. Her dad was so cool because when I told her dad, they know family. The families know each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's Newark, so it's small. So yes, so I never met Rakim, but he has always been my boyfriend.
In your head.
In my head, we go together. Not together.
Together.
Mm-hmm. Together. Yes. So now I know that you've heard about, okay, let's talk about this men's health magazine. Oh, child, Jesus Christ, they say, Mama say, Mama Samu. I wonder, I would like Method Man, no disrespect to his wife. Could he bench press? Bench press is the word. I can't.
So, again, no disrespect to his wife, because I mean, absolutely, I don't play like that. I'm not disrespecting his wife by any means. But that man right there is aging like a fine wine. Let's be clear about that. Yes. Okay. Yes. But also, speaking of which, Busta Rhymes, he recently, his weight fluctuates. And let me be clear, I'm a big girl. I don't make weight jokes. I don't think it's funny. Okay.
Right.
So, but Busta's weight tends to fluctuate, right? And he recently said that because he was this latest episode was because he was getting busy with a woman and he damn near had an asthma attack. It was like, I got to get this weight off. Like,
he didn't say he had an asthma attack. Go ahead, girl. You got him hyperventilating.
Right, that part.
Okay, Busta, thank you for sharing. Now, Curtis. I met Curtis.
I ain't never met Curtis.
I met Curtis when I was living in LA.
And
he had squeezed me up on one of my rolls. He told me this was the new crack. I was
he like them thick.
You better come smoke some.
Okay.
Curtis. But I love how all of the generations, because it's really generations of hip hop that's being represented.
Facts.
Generations and genres, really.
And genres, yes.
Because you have the South, the North, the West. They sound different, and we've learned to appreciate all of it. Because I remember I used to listen to West Coast. I was like, what's this? It's like you just get an appreciation for it because we up top and we rock out and we hard and bounce with it.
And wear your 5411s.
Okay, all of that, honey. Let me tell you something. I remember we did a school trip in 10th grade to Great Adventure, and I wanted the sky blue Nike.
Okay.
They had the dots with the Nike emblem. My mother was like, "Oh no, we ain't got that in the budget. I got to pay this tuition." My favorite aunt, Uncle Bob, I called him, may he rest in peace, and he gave me the money to get my sneakers. I went to Dr. J's downtown.
Dr.
Don't play with me.
He's a real MVP.
Okay, yes. Okay, we were ready. Ooh, they look so good. They make me just want to go get a Men's Health magazine.
They make me want to go to the gym, is what they make me want to do. But the way I'm built,
Yes.
it ain't gonna happen.
Yes. And yes, we want to give our condolences. Clarence Avant, he is known as the Black Godfather, a music executive. He worked with Motown and so many record labels. He passed away a few days ago at the age of 92. A great life lived.
He was super instrumental in a lot of things. And sadly, this was really just shy of 2 years from his wife being murdered in a home invasion. So it's a lot of tragedy for that family. A lot.
Yes. At 92, that's a life well lived, but he lived like 2 years, like you said, 2 years shy, almost 2 years shy of his wife
being
passing,
murdered.
which sometimes you think that people would have, he would have left sooner. You know what I'm saying? Because of the heartbreak and stuff. But 2 years, I guess he figured almost 2 years is enough. So we send our condolences to the families, to his family and loved ones.
Of course.
And then rapper Magoo, he rapped with Timberland.
And Missy,
passed away 50 years old.
Which is so young. So there aren't any details yet about what caused it or if he had been suffering with anything. But Missy, all the rappers and everything came out with their posts about him and stuff. But Missy actually said he's the one that named her misdemeanor. He said that she was I forget the verbiage that she used, but it was something basically like, you're such a problem. Like, you're such a problem. You need to be called a misdemeanor. It's something like that. But it was really a dope story. Yeah.
Wow. Missy is so dope. Like, I look forward to her energy. You can just feel through her
everything.
Through her social media, all of that. Like, she gives nice reads, but she keep it clean, classy. But she said what she said. And keep it moving. I like Missy. But our condolences to Magoo, its family. Yes, ma'am. So we're going to talk about. We do a inspiration affirmation feed. It's like you getting fed. And I don't know if you've checked out Coach Prime on the Amazon original documentary with Deion Sanders as the coach of the Jackson. Let me tell you something. Jackson State University. Here's the thing.
HBCU.
HBCU. They got that swag. Okay, let me tell you. I think it's 4 episodes. And the other night, I don't do a lot of television because I'm still traumatized from the core of the pandemic and all of that stuff. So I'll be watching real do I want to watch this? I was like, so I'd rather really go into streaming than real television, right? Unless I'm doing it purposeful. So I was like, Deion, let me check this out. Because sometimes, Deion was like, rah.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's like,
must be the money.
Let me explain something to you. He is so powerful. His team, when I tell you, this, when you talk about bossing, his team, they trust his leadership. They speak the same, they walk the same, they move the same. And the way they poured into them young men, he was like, this ain't about football. This is about community, family, all of this stuff. So he shared so many dope quotes and just gems that he dropped. I was like, wait a minute, I need this for the show. So this is one that he shared. He said, don't allow work to affect home and don't allow home to affect work. Where your feet are, you need to be present there. Ooh. Meaning be in the moment, right where you are right now. Be present, be there. That's 100%. Yeah, I was like, yo, this right here is powerful. That's Deion Sanders. Okay. I'm telling y'all, if y'all have not watched this documentary, I think it's 4 episodes. It's powerful. And I think that anyone that has an athletic child, they should check it out. They should have their child. See, my mother used to have us watch stuff and do a book report. So I'm just
I hate those days.
Girl, my mother had us. She left us in a movie theater in Evergreen Shopping Center in West Orange, New Jersey, to watch Gandhi. I swear.
And she left you in the damn oranges. Damn.
Let me tell you something. The movie must have been 4 hours to me at age 16, 15. Let me explain something to you. Me and my sisters, I don't even think she fed us. I think she told us. I think she said we had to stay for the movie, and then she was going to get us some ice cream from Sweeney's. That's what I think Geraldine said. But let me explain something to you. We had to do book reports. Okay. We had to do book reports. So really, I would tell you all to have your children watch Deion Sanders. I'm gonna start watching some of Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace, because he was just
His
so
book
powerful.
is really good.
And just how he poured and how he trained the mind. The mind is really like powerful, and you have to get your mind right. Control your mind, don't let your mind control you. So yes, I wanted to share that inspiration affirmation feed from Dr. Amazing Deion Sanders.
Dr. Prime.
Okay, Dr. Prime. Okay, Prime Dr. Prime. Shit. Okay, Deion. Honey, he kicked one boy off the team. He said we can't have cancer. Y'all gotta go watch. He said we can't have cancer. Cut the cancer out. He had you boys go. I'm telling you, I was like, okay, Deion. So yes. So I wanted to share that with you. So Déja Perez, let's talk about Déja Perez.
Let's talk.
How did you get into radio?
So it's funny. Like I said, I grew up listening to New York radio. I never once thought about being on the radio, and never even whatever. And then I went to college and I got my degree in criminal justice, nothing radio. And then I moved to Maryland for a raggedy ass ex.
What you go to Maryland for, Déja?
A raggedy ass ex.
Okay.
That's what I said. You heard me.
Now let's go back. What school did you go to?
I went to Temple University.
That's right, Temple. That's right. But she ain't go far from home.
No, but I was far. First of all, I was in another state because I was in the Ill-Delph. I was in the Ill-Delph. Second, so the one thing about Jersey girls, they don't pump gas. Okay, it's a real thing. So when it's cold outside, I can crack my window and be like, "Excuse me, can you fill it regular? Thanks." Rolls window up. Right, when I got to Philly, I was like, "Where's the guy? Like, where's the guy? Where's the person that's gonna pump my gas?" And they're like, "Bitch." I had a whole Hillary Banks moment, but whatever. So
DC is a whole different. We was like, "What happened? Y'all do this for real?" Like, I sat in my car the first time. I was like,
this service sucks. How long they gonna take?
Damn, where's the people at?
No, it's a real thing. So anywho, back to your question. So I actually, when I moved down here, I had a job, but it was crap. And then I went to some job fair or something. And one of the radio stations at the time was hiring like promotions people. And I was like, all right, cool. I was young. I could be in the clubs. I could put up banners, whatever. And so then they asked me to help out with the morning show one day. And the pay was shit. Like it was probably like $6 or some shit. And so anywho, I figured that as long as I was learning in exchange for this crappy pay, then it would be worth it, right? What I didn't know at the time, though, is that morning radio is not conducive to you learning. That is not for interns. That is not for you to get your feet wet. That's none of them shits. You need to know what the fuck you doing, because there's too many moving parts. There's too many moving pieces on a morning show. And there's usually 2 to 3 people like as a host. It's just a lot going on. So anywho, long story short, I ended up changing jobs. And I couldn't make the commute anymore, and I wasn't able to do it. And it's funny because the program director at the time had told me, he sat me down and he was like, it's really hard to get a job in radio if you don't already have a job. And I was like, all right, fuck it. So I didn't, and I left. But the universe works in mysterious ways, right? So I ended up going to a different job, and there I met a girl who was a temp at that job, but her other job, she worked at PGC and in the research department. And I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" And she's like, "Well, we basically call people and say like, oh, what do you think of the new Beyonce record? What do you think of Rihanna? Whatever." And I was like, I could do that shit. So I did. And like 2 weeks later, I went to the program director and I was like, I want to be on the air. I don't know where those calls came from. I ain't know shit about shit, but I was like, I want to be on the air. Right. So he nobody on my air that can't run the board. And I was like, all right, bet. How do I do that? So I would come in overnights, unpaid, from 2 to 6, and I would learn how to run the board. And then I would go home, sleep for an hour, go to my day job, and then leave there and go to the radio station for the job they actually paid me for. It was a lot. But I know what the fuck I'm doing, so that's all that matters. So a couple months later, I then became a board op. And what happens at Radio Queenie is that people get their opportunity because shit happens, meaning like somebody called out, they have nobody else available, and that's exactly what happened. And so it's funny because they called me one day. They were like, "You need to be on tonight," and I was like, I'm not ready. I had all that fucking bark and shit in the beginning, like I want to be on the air, and then when the moment came, I'm like, I don't think I'm not ready yet. I'm not. And So they didn't care. I didn't even own headphones, Queenie. So
wow.
They didn't care. They were like, fuck it, you're on. And I was awful, Queenie. I was so scared. So instead I recorded all of my breaks, but when I played them back, I made them choppy. So it sounded like, hi, my name is Déja Perez. And I didn't realize it. And I had to send the tape to the program director, and he listened to the shit. He was like, that was awful. Don't ever do that shit again. And you're on again tonight. And I was like, so in my defense, though, right, I could
practice. You gotta get to practice
here to like damn near Delaware and still get the station. So when you're thinking about that, you're like, do you know how many people can hear you fuck up? You know, repeatedly. Like, it's a little intimidating, right? So
it is.
Finally, I got my sea legs, and I got an opportunity to go do radio in Philly, which was dope because I had gone to college there. And then I got the opportunity to go to KYS, which I spent the majority of my career at KYS. That's where I started doing Poppin.
That's where we met.
That's where we met. And so then I started to become kind of the old head at KISS. So now I'm kind of the young head at Majic. So yeah, that's where we at.
Yes. So this Déja, we are Radio One family. And it's so funny because our stories are similar, because I actually started off volunteering at KYS to kind of get over my nervousness with being a comedian. My mom said, go volunteer, because she used to volunteer for like public radio in Newark when we lived there, just to help them raise money. She used to do that for one of the public access stations. So I started it. Some of my greatest friends are from radio. To this day, my greatest friends are in radio. And I tell people, volunteering is the gift that keeps on giving. That's so true. I started off volunteering. Then I started doing characters, Minnie the Moocher on Easy Street, show in the afternoon. Yep. And we would just talk about things that was happening. And I would just do a character like begging for stuff. Can I get some tickets? That's when the Ritz was open. I want to go to the Ritz. Escape gonna be there. I want to see Escape. Give me some tickets. You know, to promote what was going on. And then when Russ Parr was coming to town, I had no morning show. I had no producer experience, let alone a morning show, right? And Easy told Russ about me. Russ started training me by phone to do entertainment. And I was so nervous. He was still living in Texas, in Dallas. I was so nervous. Like you said, you're intimidated. So I have Russ Parr. Then Jeannie Jones was on with him. And Joe Claire. And then Olivia Fox. So I'm like, all of these like
heavy hitters.
Greats. And I'm like, but he trusted me, right? So I would do that. And then I left the station full time. Then when Olivia would go on vacation, I started filling in for her. And they would say, when I tell you, I learned so much in radio, and just the greatest friends like Lisa would come on after us. And that is my girl to this day. So I have really, really good fond memories in radio. And then I wasn't even working there like that. I think I was just hanging out at the station, BSing. And when we met, see, that's how you know when people let you in the building. You don't work anymore. It's Queen. Just let her in. You be we can come to the studio window and be like.
Well, remember back when we were in Lanham too, because we were on the first floor and they had that window in the back and you could just knock on the shit. Yeah, it's awful.
Yes, honey. Those were the days. So how did you come up with getting into entertainment doing entertainment reports?
So I can't even take credit for it. I will tell you that when I was young, like I would go to the grocery store with my mother and I would be the one always in line reading the gossip rags. I never put two and two together, right? But when I got to KISS, I'm not sure if Dion was the program director or the APD at the time, but she wanted to do Two-Face was on the air. That's when Two-Face was on the air. And she wanted to add an entertainment report for Two-Face. And at the time, T.I. had his song Big Things Poppin'. That's kind of where the name came from. Then we took Lil Mama's lip gloss. That's what the bet is. And it's synonymous with what's poppin'. Wherever I do what's poppin', I'm always like, I just need my Lil Mama lip gloss. And I know it's old as shit. It's like 20 years now, but it's mine. So that, and it was honestly, Queenie, it sucked in the beginning. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I had no frame of reference for doing entertainment reports. So it was really like headliney, like you know, Chris Brown got arrested or so-and-so had a baby or whatever. It was no salt, pepper, mumbo sauce, nothing on it, right? Like it was just regular. So then eventually, and it kind of coincides with me kind of coming into my own as a jock as well. Like I was so like when I was coming up at PGC, they were so strict and they were like, you can only read the liners. That's it. Like I was doing all these other jocks doing all these, you know, bells and whistles, and they had sound effects and things. And I was like, I want to do that. And he was like, just liners. That's it.
Right.
So for a long time, that's all I was able to do. So once I was kind of able to, I equated to, did you ever watch Forrest Gump when Tom Hanks is running and he runs out of the braces? That's what it was like. I finally got my stride, right? And so as I got more comfortable being a jock on the air, then I got more comfortable with what's popping. And I just realized that it was more so me like having a conversation with you, right? Like it's just me talking to my girlfriend, like, girl, did you hear what someone did? Like, and that's, now it's so funny. I love what's popping so much. It makes no sense, right? I have had multiple surgeries on my wrist and stuff, and I've come out of anesthesia, done what's popping, then gone home to recover. Like I try my hardest not to miss. It's my passion, right? And I accept that. I didn't know it would be received as well as it has been. To be honest, I'm very blessed by it. And I think it's more so just because it's authentically how I speak and how I talk to you. And I think people feel like it really is just me, like in the car with them, like, girl, did you hear the shit? Did you see what this NFL player did? Like, did you see what this about this basketball player? Like, and yeah, I love it.
So you're on Donnie Simpson Show. If y'all don't know who Donnie Simpson is, first of all, I told my dad, I talked about Donnie Simpson so much. When he was living in Piscataway, they didn't even have BET yet on cable.
Wow.
That was in the 80s.
Wow.
When they were able to get cable and BET, he said he had to get the package with BET because I talked about Donnie Simpson so much because he was on PGC at that time. I was new to DC and I knew him from BET. So
Video Soul.
Shit, I can look at him and watch him too.
Period. So when I first met Donnie, I definitely was like, my mom used to have such a crush on you. Like, it's in my eyes. But here's the thing about Donnie, like he is the sweetest soul. Like he is such a legend in this game and he's been in it forever. And he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like he is 100% that guy, but he's so humble. He's like who you hear on the radio is really who he is. And I'm so blessed and honored. And it's funny because you know how hindsight is 20/20, right? So when there was a period of time where I was doing What's Poppin' on a morning show and they kept trying to like freak it a little bit. Like, so for those that don't know, What's Poppin', the premise of it is an entertainment report, but it's like, I'm gonna give you a lot of information in a little bit of time. It's probably gonna be 2 minutes, if that, but I'm gonna tell you everything that's popping, right? So when I was transitioning to the morning show a little bit, they wanted to have me do fewer stories and kind of delve into them a little bit deeper. And I really inwardly was fighting it because I was like, this ain't what's popping is out. Like you changing my whole shit, right? But you don't know that sometimes challenges in life prepare you for the next opportunity.
That's right.
And what I mean by that is because when I then had the opportunity to do What's Poppin' for Donnie's audience is a little bit older. And so sometimes they don't know the background of some of the stories that I'm talking about. So what that one opportunity taught me to do was to give a little bit more context on my stories. So even though I'm still going to give you a lot of information, I'm going to give you a little backstories, a little bit, enough so that if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can follow along and you're like, oh, okay, I know what you're saying.
Right. So exactly. That's dope. So you do it on Donnie's show with Majic. Are you syndicated? Are you doing it on any other station? Yeah,
technically, by definition, it is syndicated in that it plays on multiple places. So it plays with DJ Cass in South Carolina. It plays with Lorenzo Ice-T in Orlando.
Awesome,
and it plays in all the DTLR stores and on the DTLR radio app. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So that's something you worked yourself or is it through the radio station?
No, it's.
You better go, Déja. Yes, Jersey, get your checks, auntie. We're talking about praising and giving you all your flowers. What's this plaque on the wall with DJ? Is that DJ Khaled?
Motherfucking
I found out that he's a Sagittarius like me.
Oh, ow.
Okay.
So, and my name is on it. Like I ain't.
What it say? What it say? What it say?
It says presented to Déja Perez to commemorate RIAA multi-platinum combined certification, more than 14 million, I don't know, whatever, copies of We the Best, Epic Records, albums, Grateful and Major Key, and singles, I Got the Keys, Do You Mind, Shining, Wild Thoughts, for free, and I'm the One.
You bet. So he's saying basically thank you because you help promote and sell them records.
And so to be clear, right? Yes. But to be clear, I didn't do nothing. He sent them to everybody at the radio station because Khaled's a radio personality at heart.
Right.
So when he was doing all this, like he got the names of all the radio personalities. He sent one to everyone, but I didn't really do nothing. But I'm super appreciative, and I love my Khaled plaque. So because it got my name.
Because he is Sagittarius, and that's what Sagittarius do. We are thoughtful like that. Yes, I love that. I've never met him.
He is really dope.
Recently, I love him.
He's really dope in real life. He's really like, I met him back when we were in Lanham. He's really, really dope, really, really good guy, 100% really good guy, and very authentic.
I get that from him. I get that. I get that he allows people to be who they are, but he stays in his authentic self.
Correct.
No judgment. Do you?
I appreciate that.
But I'm gonna do me. Cut your fool, and I'm gonna do my piece. You understand? I love it. Yes. So what, Déja, what else you have coming up? We have a DC radio photo of you. So is this something the DC radio?
Oh God, that one, Jesus.
She giving us colors. Is she giving us colors and curves?
And body. Yeah, right. Colors and curves. Colors and curves,
baby.
That shit is so old. I want to say it's like 5 years. So that was the inauguration of like when the DC radio opens, and Hips and Hugh. Yes, producer Hips and Hugh. That's cute.
Yes.
So that was the inauguration when they opened the DC radio, which was something of like the Office of Cable Television or something like that. It's like a government funded DC thing. It was really, really dope. They have amazing studios down there. They do TV, they do radio stuff. They do all sorts of amazing things down there. And I'd love to do more stuff with them.
But you know what? I think that this is part of DC TV. Is it in Northeast?
I think it is. I think it's where the OBT was.
Yes, I've done stuff with them. Yes, and they used to bring, before I moved away, they used to do concerts, all the shows there.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, go ahead, Déja. I am so proud of you. Yes, honey, get all your checks. So what else can we expect from Déja? So where do you see what's popping in like 2 years? What would you like to see happen with what's popping? You want to be on more more syndication. I know we want more checks, whether it's on more syndication or not.
Right. I would love for what's popping to be heard all over the place. I would love for that type of situation, or maybe like transition to make it into like a TV piece or something like that. I always kind of shied away from TV for the longest. I've been in this place, Queenie, we'll circle back to it, but I've been in this place of trying to accept myself. But speaking of coming up, one of my girlfriends hit me a couple months ago, like back in March, and was like, hey, someone's filming a movie in DC or whatever, and they need a radio personality. And I was like, okay, well, that's my fucking lane. We can do that. So literally my scene is probably 37 seconds, but the movie, it's a Christmas movie. It's called A Naughty Christmas Story, and it comes out in December. I don't know.
All right, Déja. You got it right there.
Yeah, so I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. I've never been in a movie before. It was very different. Good. I didn't know what to expect, but it was super fun. They were super kind to me. Well, my part was like, and it was like on a Saturday, so I had to like be on the air by 3:00. So I had to finish doing what I was doing, and my dog was sick, and look, it's all the things. But it worked out well, and yes, it's happening in December, and I'm very excited.
Congratulations! So where will we be able to see it?
That's a great question. I don't know yet. But it's gonna happen.
It's coming out in December. We know
December, bitch. I'll let you know when we get closer. That's all I know.
Yes, Déja.
Thank you. Other than that, I've been trying to do some voiceover stuff, more voiceover stuff. So to be fair, like I've always kind of done voiceover stuff through the station, but now I've kind of started branching out and trying to do my own thing. Which I still do the stuff with the station, but obviously, my own thing. And I have like a cute little setup at home where I've got mics, and I want to do some podcast stuff. I think that there's so much going on in this digital content, and there's so much information to be had out here that I think it's my purpose to provide good content and authentic content and accurate content, because that's the one thing that is very important to me. As when I do what's popping, a lot of times people, and this is no shade, but when people have blogs or whatever, they don't ever follow up, right? So if I told you yesterday that this is what the story was, because that's what the information was that I had, if it changes tomorrow, I'm going to tell you like, hey, listen, yesterday I said this, but now it's X, Y, and Z. Because I think that people get so caught up in the now, and they don't they don't recognize like what you put out there matters, right? And you have to be
responsible.
Responsible and truthful. Absolutely. These are real lives that we're talking about. Like, I know I joke and it's entertainment and things like that, but these are real people. They have parents, they have kids, they have siblings. Like, this is their real life I'm talking about. So I'm not going to just put nonsense out for clickbait and keep it pushing. Like, there are consequences and repercussions for that. So no.
And then sometimes if we got something to say about it, we just gonna say it amongst ourselves and not be on it in public.
I mean, I'm gonna say it in public because if I said it, I meant it. But
it's not that way. But to be just we're gonna have our side talk to be kind. We ain't gotta. We ain't gotta put it out there. We be like later. You go to the Thanksgiving. You be like, we gonna talk about that shit later. But no, it's so funny because it's like with me doing Queen's Quickies, it's like to mention something. I don't want that meanness.
Correct. So
I always have space for it. Yeah.
I always thought that I was kind of because Wendy Williams, she was so dope. And of course, where we grew up, like she was that chick on radio. Right.
That's right. So
Wendy was always kind of the mean girl. And I don't mean this disrespectfully, right? Because I do want to meet Wendy. I think what she's done for us is huge. So it's not shameful. But what Wendy did was so ahead of her time. And she was so salacious. She would have me waiting like on bated breath for who's the gay rapper, who's the this. Like she had us pressed. And it wasn't.
She knew how to do it too. She knew how to
did it at a high level, right? So, but what I always figured was I was like Wendy, but not a mean girl like Wendy, because Wendy is a bit of a mean girl. Let's be real. But I never wanted to be the mean girl. That's not my spirit. That's not my character. So I will say some snarky shit. I have morals, I have values, and I have judgments. I mean, but I'm gonna be as respectful as possible, as respectful as I can be.
As you would want someone to treat and handle you.
Correct.
So who said this? I want to be remembered as a caring, compassionate person who helped people. I also want to be known as an entertainment reporter with substance.
Me, bitch.
Yes, honey. I love when you start off your bio with your damn quote. Okay. I am the most important person to me.
To me.
You can catch this quote.
I'm working on that, Queenie. So I've been a work in progress. Like, I don't exactly. So we've had, self-esteem issues, life issues, all the things, right? So I'm in a phenomenal space, and I'm very good with who I am as a woman. Like, I feel like I'm macho for the most part. But I've been through life. Life has lifed on me a little bit. But I am super proud of this woman that I am today. And I would not remove any of the bullshit that I've endured up until this point, because taking even one piece of that away, I wouldn't be who I am. So I'm very grateful. I wasn't grateful in the moment when I was enduring bullshit. But now that I'm on the opposite side of said bullshit, I'm happy. And I'm the best version of
just
me.
Says it so beautifully. And I'm going to tell you this, I'm going to share this with you, and I'm sharing it with everyone watching now and later. So I got turned on to an affirmation artist. Her name is Tony with the I Jones. Tony has so many dope songs. That's really the music that I listen to, right? And she says, I want to thank everybody for showing up exactly the way they were supposed to help me with my growth. I'm paraphrasing. So a lot of times we cuss people, cuss situations and all. And at the moment, that's how you feel. You're spiritual beings having human experiences, right? Yes. So we own it. But what happened if we did not have those experiences? We couldn't come to the other side, come through and be who we are or who we're going to be or who we need to be.
Absolutely.
Right? So I get it. But I'm gonna send you her. It's like the gift that Tony Jones is and I love her, because she's so dope. She be like, me and God, we homeboys, yo. She's out of Detroit. Excuse me. She's out of Detroit, and she talks about her struggles.
Okay.
In her music and all her issues and stuff like that. You can go look at interviews of her on YouTube. She is the dopest.
Okay.
She is really, really dope. I'm gonna send that to you. So that's the music I listen to, and I love my hip hop and all that. But sometimes the music and the lyric, not the beat as much as the lyric, the vibration is so low. When you listen to some of the stuff, I'm like, so that's all you got. Because really think about it, when we were growing up, like hip hop, they had things to say.
Yeah.
You understand? Like we came up in the 80s.
They had to get creative with it because censorship was so much
longer
and so much more enforced than it is now. So they definitely had to get creative with their wordplay and things like that. Like the stuff that you play today, like they damn near say the word. You might as well just say it.
I listen to the radio and I stop and I'm like, did I just hear the B word? Did I just hear the N?
Oh no,
like I'm really shocked.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time where you wouldn't even be able to say hell or damn. And I mean, that's the least of your problems. Now they play damn in regular commercials. Like,
it's so funny because we were talking about radio and we mentioned Donnie Simpson. And I want to say, I heard him say this years ago, like in DC, I think HUR is the only union station.
Yeah.
Or at least
They're the
urban union station. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, you had to actually be in the union to be on radio.
Yeah, I believe that.
Right. So I think Donnie Simpson is probably in his generation, maybe the only person on air in DC that is AFTRA.
No, there are a couple
at that time.
Oh,
no, what I'm saying outside of HUR.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, just because you don't have to have the license anymore. I just want to let you know that I am SAG AFTRA. Anyway,
I'm not, and I want to be.
I'm SAG AFTRA.
They keep telling me I gotta get a few credits behind my name, which is why I got this little movie shit happening. I'm trying over here.
So I will say I was very fortunate. I became SAG AFTRA in 2006 for my Verizon commercial.
Okay.
So because I was the star of the commercial, it's called a Taft Hardy, I believe it is. Okay. Where they asked them permission to let me come in because I'm the commercial was about me using their service. So I'm doing me.
Okay.
I'm the actor for myself. Mm-hmm. So I got it like that. And then for me constantly doing Ricky Lake and all that stuff. So here's the thing. Then it was like $1,300.
Back then.
When SAG and AFTRA merged, it's like $3,000 and something.
Yeah.
Well, God knows that I ain't gonna spend that money. Honey, I paid that money so fast before the deadline. I said, I need $300. Who got $300? I need $300 more to make this happen because we get this shit right here. We get this, yes. So yes, if you can get I think it's great for you to be in a union if you can get it, because when you go to the set, it looks totally different when you're union.
That's what I've been told. That's what I've been trying to do.
You in that heat, they need to make you comfortable. If they give you smoke, you be like, I extra money. I got to bring my wardrobe. That's an extra check.
Must be nice.
Yes, honey. So yes, Déja Perez.
Yes.
We are expecting, we're already getting greatness from you. And you know, like I told you I'll be home in DC because I say home people might be, is she coming to Jersey? I got 2 heartbeats. I lived in Maryland, DC longer than Jersey. I was telling someone on the phone yesterday, I was like, DC is where my people are. DC and Maryland. I love Atlanta, but my people, I grew up there.
Yeah.
So, and we just vibe. And it's so funny because we just vibe. We didn't like work together. We just vibe.
We never worked together.
I think I just walked in the studio one day and just said, talk to people.
Probably.
That's it.
Probably.
I said, hey, how you doing? Or something like that. And we just like clicked. And how many years later?
100.
Okay, we just vibe. So yes, so I hope to see you when I'm home. If I'm doing some performances, I will be announcing them. And anytime you want to pop in and do the what's popping, like Queen, you heard such and such and such. Pop on in. The other thing we did not talk about, we mentioned it a little bit. So LL Cool J has his own tour.
Yes.
Right? It's called The Force. Mm-hmm. So are they not performing? First of all, do you know if the anniversary, the hip hop anniversary show that took place in the Bronx, is that going to be a tour or was that only for the one night?
I don't know definitively, but I think it was only for the one night. It should be. If anybody had some, financial sense about them, they would pocket it and move it to other cities because it's just such a dope lineup. And people want to see it. But I think it was just the one and done because the actual anniversary of the 50th anniversry, which we have been celebrating all year and will continue to, but the actual day was August 11th, which was last Friday, which is when the show was.
Okay, got you. Okay. Very, 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 very dope. Very informative, definitively. She gave us that information. So LL Cool J, The Force Tour, and let me know if I'm forgetting anybody. It's LL Cool J, of course. Todd. Queen Latifah.
Latifah in command.
UNITY. UNITY. That's for UNITY. Jazzy Jeff from Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. The Roots. Black Thought has always been my man. No shade to his wife.
I thought Rakim was your man in your head.
But see,
what is you, a polygamist?
A polygamy rapper. I like chocolate. Anyway,
that. So I like it all.
Right. The Roots, Rakim, Jadakiss, and DJ Z Trip. So is anybody else on there?
I'm trying to think.
And they're touring. So I understand they're touring the US and Canada.
Salt and Pepper.
All right, Salt and Pepper. Big Boy?
Big Boy from Outkast, I assume. Bone Thugs and Harmony, Common, De La Soul, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick, Goody Mob, Ice-T, J to the Moi, Juvenile, MC Light, Bitch Paper Thin, Method Man and Redman, your other boyfriend Rakim. I don't know what you're gonna do with both your mans at that place.
Redman representing Newark. Okay.
Listen, I love Redman. Do you remember when he did that fucking episode of Cribs? And
that was the realest damn episode. He's the realest nigga ever. His house was real, not regular. Yeah. Regular in Newark. Okay.
Yeah. It didn't look like a rap nigga lived there. Let's be clear about that. It just looked real regular.
It looked real Newark.
Real Newark-ish.
Real Brick City-ish.
Very Brick City-ish.
But do you?
And he was like, and I don't fucking care. Of course I do.
He is the dope. His post. He's the dope.
His energy has always been so dope to me. He's always been very confident and comfortable in his own skin. He was like, "Fuck it, I am this way," and it is what it is. But I've always rocked with him, not just because he's from Jersey, just because.
Right, exactly. He used to live over there by Cooper's where we used to get our sandwiches from, but I digress. Anyway, so I understand that so they're touring the US and Canada. They're going to rap in Boston, Massachusetts, New Edition hometown. Anyway, on November 19th, and that's 9 days before my birthday.
Period. Yes.
What question? Did you go to the Beyonce concert?
So let me be very clear. I love Beyonce. I'm part of the Beehive, right? I love her.
So you be fighting people?
Well, when I said Queenie asked me if I did something, and I was like, I don't people well. And what I mean by that, right, is I have I don't want to call it anxiety, but basically, so I can't take, it's like a sensory stimulation. I can't take too much. So I can't take the lights, the people, and the noise all at the same time. So if I can't get backstage to get a break from it, I can't do it. So I did want to go to the Renaissance tour. I really, really did, but I didn't have a way to get backstage and get a break from it.
I want to translate.
All right.
She don't hood nigga shit well. Okay.
I don't nigga shit at all. But no, for me, I've gotten so sensitive as I've gotten older, like loud, even when we're watching TV, when we switch from like the app, the streaming service to the TV, if it's too loud, like I have a sensory, an issue with the sensor. It's too loud or something. I can't.
We got to get you the baby headphones.
Bitch, you think I don't walk around with these fucking clothes? The noise canceling shits.
Then we gotta get you some Erykah Badu hoe blockers.
I need hoe blockers. I need my fucking noise canceling, and I need a goddamn anxiety hoodie. Like I need all the things.
Not an anxiety hood. That's a hoodie. That's a thing.
No, bitch,
anxiety hood. It is. You better do it. No,
it is.
Anxiety hoodie. That's a brand.
Yeah, no,
that's just for real.
No, it's so funny because I was telling one of my girlfriends, I was like, I think I need to create a anxiety hoodie because that way I could just like put the hood over, like if I was in that moment.
And then have your headphones.
Correct. And then not 2 minutes later, you know how they do with the NSA. All of a sudden on Instagram, I see somebody selling a damn anxiety hoodie. I was like, this is some bullshit.
I'm sick of them listening to my damn conversation.
That part.
Okay. I was looking for a sofa. That shit popped up on my phone. I said, wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
This motherfucker got to stop stalking me. I'm taking out a restraining order.
Don't even get me started on it. So I don't do the Siri stuff. I don't talk to her and be like, Siri, what's this? I don't do that. I don't do the Alexa shit either, right? But so I have an Alexa in my house, and I'm convinced that like people are recording the voices so that they can put it on AI later. Like I know that sounds very conspiracy theorist, but like as a person who uses her voice as like a way to get paid, like voices matter, right? And what I sound like, my tone, my inflections, all of these matter. And they're recording you because at some point a robot's gonna have your voice.
Let me explain. No, it's because Alexa got somebody, Siri got somebody. It's so funny because I've never subscribed. I don't have the Alexa. I don't have any of that in my house. Now, my girlfriend got a really cute clock, and she was in it. She was like, Alexa, play da 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 da. And I was like, this. I was like, well, do you program in it? Look at me. you got a playlist in there? She was like, no, Aisha, I just played.
I cannot stand you.
But I'm really concerned about like you listening to me. You know what I'm saying?
My concern though, and all bullshit aside, right? My concern is I feel like you're listening. The reason why I don't mess with it is I feel like you're listening even when you're not spoken to, right? I know you're supposed to say like, hey, Alexa, or hey, Siri, and it's supposed to start listening. But I feel like I've been having random conversations, right? And all of a sudden you'll be like, the capital of such and such, bitch, ain't nobody asked you, and nobody asked. Like, what is you doing?
Like that girl in 4th, 5th grade that know all the answers. Bitch, put your hands down. It's somebody else's turn.
Right.
Ain't nobody asked you shit.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So I'm
apprehensive about it.
Yeah, I'm apprehensive. I haven't fully brought into the Alexa in my house listening to me. Tell my, oh, you snore loud. Oh, you pass gas in your sleep, bitch. You don't need to be telling my business, even to me.
Or whilst you're engaging in sexual
things. All that. I ain't want to go there yet.
All things. I mean, shit, we real. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm like, okay, so I haven't really, I don't know about that. But I mean, if somebody want to give me,
that's different.
Alexa with some bamboo earrings and a name chain and all that, I'm open to it. I am open. Why open? I love that for you, Queenie. Okay? Well, baby, I know you get up early. And thank you for your yes, and thank you for staying up for me.
I love you, Queenie.
I love you. I miss you so much.
I know. I can't wait for you to come home.
I know. We're gonna have to kick it. I'll be there Wednesday night, and Thursday and Friday. Saturday is my mom's 80th birthday party, so that's gonna be an all day.
You know what? Remind me, and maybe I'll stop by when I leave the state, or maybe I'll go to work early and I'll stop by on my way to the station.
So basically, you just told me. I told you that we over the limit. So basically, you said you want to sneak in. You want to get sneak in.
First of all, watch your fucking tone, Queenie. First of all. Second of all, I said I was going to slide through to say hi to you and your mama on my way to work. On my way to work.
Because you down the street. Because you down the street.
I'm fucking 3 blocks away. So that makes any sense, right? Like, why wouldn't I?
You're like, Mama Jerry, I was just in the area and I just want to.
Right. I just want to.
You got special places for people from Jersey, right?
Period.
But yes. So I will be there. We are going to have a really, really good time, and I hope to see you. I'm gonna probably make my flight for Sunday evening because I know y'all be crying when I be leaving. I was gonna ask you some other questions. I'm gonna ask you off the air because they're gonna really hear you cut up.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Deja, you dating? Watch this, Deja, you dating?
No.
Okay, that was.
I got a situation. I got a situationship.
I think that's your
situation. Bitch, is you? I mean, you want to ask a bitch, is you dating? I got a situationship.
I ain't got no situationships because some of the situationships, I just be like, what situation is this that I ain't signed up for?
So I'm also what you don't know, what everybody don't know about me. I'm fiercely private about my private life.
There we go, and that's why I'm messing with you.
I know. I don't fuck to give. I'm an open book. I don't care. But yeah, I don't care. Yeah. What else you want to ask me, Queenie? What you got?
That's it. Because we ain't gonna have you putting your business out here, but we gonna talk. Okay. When we come off from live, we gonna talk in the back room round.
Right.
Thank you, sweetie. I love and appreciate you. And I will see you soon. Stay online because we're gonna talk some more about people that we ain't gonna see up here. Peace, baby. Thank you so much for watching another dope episode of I Know Dope People with Queen Aishah, and give it up one more again for my girl Déja Perez, the creator of What's Poppin' Entertainment. Report with care. She thinks about people sometimes. But check us out next week. We're going to have my girl Hope Flood. She is a comedian, also the creator of the Comics Rock Convention, which is celebrating 10 years. So if you're going to Los Angeles, you can check that out. I think we have her flyer. Also, I will be at my boy Griff's Comedy Club. That's Hope Flood. She'll be here next week. And I'll be at Griff's Comedy Club September 14th, 15th, and 16th in Douglasville, Georgia. So if you're in the area, come through, bro, and get your tickets now. It is griffcomedyclub.com. You see the information on the flyer. Peace and power. Thank you. Queen Aishah everywhere. QUEENAISHAH. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace.